I'm going to be moving this around so you can see it. Overall energy at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. Powerful month, I feel, for Virgo. Powerful month. So interesting that we have some positive news coming in for Virgo. Positive news coming in at the, I want to say, the beginning to the middle of September. But to be honest with you, since we're starting from the 9th, or I'm sorry, the 7th, why am I thinking the 9th? Since we're starting from the 7th, I'm going to say from today forward, okay? Now, for some of you, maybe you've already got great news, and this, already applies. And you're at the top of this. There's some great news coming in. We have the Empress and Temperance on either side of this Eight of Wands. So this is telling me something's coming to fruition. It's coming in very rapidly, and it's something that's going to help you balance your life or balance the scales a bit. And it's even emotionally going to be very healing or fulfilling. I don't know if some of you are holding on to something from the past. It's almost like there was a past marriage or a past home life that you're missing. I feel like you've been desperately trying to hold on to this, but in this month of September, this is the month where you actually physically get to let go of whatever this past thing is. I just feel like a big relief. With the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords on either side of this Four of Pentacles, you have to understand, guys, this is a very powerful reading. We have two major arcanas, then we have two aces, okay, all in basically corner from one another. This has to do with emotions. This has to do with love. This has to do with a home, a marriage. And I want to say for some of you, this has to do with finances. You're at a new beginning, total new beginning. This month, it's almost like you're trying to hold on for dear life with what you're trying to hold on for dear life with what you have. You don't want to lose anything. It's like I've worked so hard to get what I have. I don't want to risk losing anything. It's almost like something needs to be released in order for you to obtain all this beautiful energy at the top of the reading. I'm just looking at this Four of Pentacles here. It's like you're holding on to something. And with the Five of Cups, you're holding on to something that's maybe from your past that brought you sorrow regarding a home life or a relationship from the past. Maybe even, I also want to say whatever has brought you sorrow in the past, whatever has been, like you've been so focused on what you've lost rather than what's behind you and what's still there. This is a month where you physically are going to turn around and see that you have more there, okay? And it's actually more than just the two cups, because something grand is coming in. This is a new beginning, though, so it's not going to manifest itself entirely in the month of September, but I feel like this is the beginning of it. This is the beginning, and you're going to know. I want to say, maybe not in the midst of September will you realize this, but as time goes on and you look back at this month, you may look back and say, this is the month that really things changed. That I had this awakening, or I had this epiphany, or I had this great opportunity that really changed things for me. But I want to point out that we have, again, the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords here. Now, the Ace of Swords is a card of victory. It's a hard-earned victory. Hard-earned victory. You've made a lot of sacrifices to get to this point, to gain this victory. Okay? You've worked very hard. And it's something to do with your past. You've worked very hard to gain this victory. And we have Temperance here, which is about healing, about balance, right? About bringing peace to a situation. It's almost like the replenishment that we need to continue on the journey, because you see behind this angel, there is still a passage. We're still traveling. We're still on our path. And the angel here is marking that we're in the right direction, we're going the right way, and it's almost like she's here to see the rainbow above her head. It's almost like encouragement. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. You're on the right path. Here, replenish yourself. Let me help you replenish yourself. Let me bring you some peace in your life. Let me bring you some positivity, okay, before you continue on your journey, because you still have a ways to go. Now, I'm not saying a particular journey, but just your journey in general, life in general. You're dealing with situations that altogether manifest itself into making up, your life lessons, and they work together to bring you life lessons. So it's not just one particular issue per se. Can be, but because it's a major arcana card, I kind of feel like it's more along the lines of, this is overall, you're going to feel replenished. Somebody's got to lose out somewhere, and I don't know where. We're going to pull some cards, and we're going to see if we can clarify this. But you're going to have a victory in something, I see. Something to do with the past. It's a hard-earned victory here. Something you've been holding on to. Maybe it's a victory in letting it go, right? And starting new with these two cards. Certainly something new. Something new is certainly starting, okay? But what I mean is, either there's going to be a completion to a challenging situation that's been ongoing, and it's going to be, you're going to turn out to be the victor, but it's going to be after you've spent a lot of time struggling and making sacrifices to get to this point. For others of you, it may be that it's a victory in releasing and letting go of what has been in the past that has brought you so much sorrow. Maybe it's around a home life. Maybe it's around your family. Maybe it's around your siblings or your parents, or even your spouse or your children. Maybe there's a situation where you're not getting along. Either way, there's a victory in releasing the pain, in releasing the suffering, and moving on this month and starting something new. But it may mean that you have to say goodbye, or somebody's going to feel like, they lost something, a shallow victory. I really want to look at this Five of Swords here, because it's interesting to me as I look at this spread. There's so much positivity, there's so much abundance, there's so much light, but it's like these little areas where pockets of irritating things are coming up in the month of September, And part of it is our own fear or insecurity about letting go of something and not being able to draw in something better. And for some people, it may be someone else outside of you that is mourning and feels, like, they lost out. I do see you as the person who's victorious here in any circumstance. I mean, whatever you're dealing with. After some struggle, you're coming to a victorious place. So this card fell out. Got the Eight of Wands and the letter card. Communication. Something is coming up. Something is coming through. This card popped out. The gift card. Whatever this is that's coming through, it's a blessing for you. And it's going to put someone else in a situation where they don't feel like, you're winning out. You're winning out over somebody else somewhere. They're not too happy about it. And it's so interesting that I was told to put the Hermit card above the reading, because what it's telling me is, again, you're victorious over this situation. You're standing above this situation, so you're looking down on it and you see it for what it is. I want to look at the Eight of Wands. We have reprieve, melancholy, and haughtiness. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is, you may have felt that in some circumstance you didn't have the upper hand, or you felt insecure in some way, okay? You had your doubts, and whatever this was that's been weighing on you, or something that you've been holding on to, you haven't had positive vibes about it, or you haven't been thinking positively about it. But on the Eight of Wands, what this is saying is, we're getting some reprieve You see this angel coming in to hand this man a blessing. And it's a message. And you see the boats coming in to dock. So this man's getting what he's asking for. He's getting what he's been praying about, what he's been really, really, anxious and desiring. It's finally coming to him. Again, I feel like this is something you already know what it is because you've been working hard on it with this Ace of Swords. And the outcome card here is the haughtiness card, which is, it's haughtiness, but it can also talk about self-confidence. Coming out of a place where you feel insecure and uncertain about how things may be to a place where you're more confident and self-aware and you're presenting yourself like the peacock. Okay? Because you know where you're at. You know where things are at. Let's look at the Five of Cups. Okay. Well, I don't know what necessarily this journey is on this Five of Cups. I mean, it seems to me that I don't think this is somebody returning per se. Maybe. I don't think it is, though. I think what this is, you're moving on. We have the Journey card. I think this is you are moving on. And this person is acknowledging that now you're moving on. If this is someone that you've been holding on to, there's acknowledgement from this person that you're moving on. I do see that. But I think this is also you moving on. Something new and something that brings you joy. Something that brings you joy. You're moving on from a past that, this is what I'll say, because I look at these three cards and, I can draw so many things from these, but when I look at them all together with this spread, it kind of tells me that maybe in the past you had a relationship with someone that brought you a lot of heartache. You were really devoted to this relationship and it just didn't pan out, right? The Five of Swords here is saying maybe this is the month in September where things start to turn around for you and you really begin a fresh start and you let go and you embrace the new you and find and discover the new you. There's so many messages that I'm getting here, but I kind of feel like you're finally releasing something and it's bringing something new in. Love, yes. Happiness, yes. A happy home, yes. Is it bringing in fun? Yes. All those things they're coming in for you. So on the Four of Pentacles, you're holding on to something because you're afraid that things could change in an instant. You're afraid that if you let go of something or if you just end this cycle that's, not working, something that you've been working really hard to gain, you're so afraid that you're not going to be successful in obtaining this outcome because you feel like things could change in an instant. Things could shatter to the ground in an instant, and I feel like you don't trust other people or you don't trust other key players involved in this situation to the extent that you feel like you can truly just let go and let other people handle the situation, or you feel like you can't let go of things completely because there's something, like if you let go, something catastrophic could happen. A past situation that has felt very desperate, there's now an opportunity for you to heal from it. Again, there's some positive message I want to say, something that's really going to stand out and make a big difference for you and really going to set you on the path of a new beginning. So you're going to be able to heal a lot quicker and a lot easier in this month of September, and I see you finally letting go of something that doesn't serve you or having that victory that you've been working so hard at attaining.